just wants to hold hands. For starters, I'm feeling like a dog in a diner.
At Home with Tracy and the Big D, and Brad Johns has got a brand new single out. It's called Tailgating. Brad, big difference in the meaning in Australia and the US to tailgating, isn't there?
Yes, there's two meanings to the word. Met up with a couple of Americans who briefed me on the fun meaning of the word tailgating, which is actually where they congregate in a car park before a big event, such as NFL football game or a concert at a stadium, and everyone just brings their barbecues and their eskies, or what do they call them over there? I don't know, their ice boxes or whatever it is, and they all congregate in the car park and stuff some ribs and barbecues and drink some beers, and they dance around in the car parks and have some fun before the main event.
Inspired you enough to get a song together, hey?
It did indeed. Before everyone, went into this isolation thing, I was planning on getting my band around to all the festivals and, start having some fun at these festivals. And I thought, I've got to come up with some really good, fun songs where I want to see the people dancing out there, at some of these big live festivals and whatnot. And I thought, I'm going to, go for some party tunes. I thought I'll write a song about, having a good time, basically.
Well, all the fans have got plenty of time to get their parties sorted out and find out where you're going to be when all this is finished with. So maybe you'll be able to show up at your next festival and find a whole heap of people tailgating out the car park.
Absolutely. And even maybe do an encore out in the car park after the gig.
What I want to ask you is, when you introduce this song, you click play and boom, the music hits you straight away, so it catches you in. Is that something that you'd sort of thought about the music before the song, or the song and the words before the music? How'd that combination get together?
Yeah, I had the guitar in my lap and I thought, I want to write a good guitar riff, and I thought I could just hear it in my head what I wanted to hear, and I thought I'll get the band to kick in and then I'll just do a fancy guitar lick and hopefully, it'll knock everyone's socks off from the word go, from the get-go.
Brad, that's a really good question for those young, up-and-coming, budding guitarists out there. How do you create a unique new guitar riff? How do you put your own name on one of those riffs?
Look, I think a sound is really important. Same with a voice. A unique voice is going to stand out from the crowd of people who are sort of fit into one category of a voice. Every now and then you hear a voice and you think, oh, that doesn't sound like everyone else. Same way as an electric guitar sound, it can be really unique. I think you've got to pursue the unique sound, develop a sound yourself. Try not to emulate anyone. And if it's sounding good to you, then hopefully it'll sound good to everyone listening as well.
And if there was one guitarist out there that you'd like to play his instrument, who would it be?
Well, I've had the privilege to have played my favourite guitar player's instruments over the years, which is really like, the be-all, end-all for me. There's two of my favourite guitar players who are Australian, Ian Moss and Tommy Emmanuel. I've had the privilege of playing with both of them. That's a real boost to someone's ability if they can play with their mentors. You don't have to emulate them, but just take everything you can and all the positives away from it. Develop your own attitude and create your own regime, as I got told by Tommy.
There's a huge tick off the bucket list for you as well. Talking about bucket lists, and I know it's very, very hard to, speculate what's going to be happening, but what is on your bucket list for, say, the next 12 months?
Okay, yeah, look, festivals, definitely. Doing gigs with my band. I've got this idea in my head, which we've already rehearsed, do some great, rock and country sort of festivals and songs, get people dancing, maybe just do other gigs as well, featuring a lot of my original stuff. I'm now getting into that phase of my life where I just want to feature my originals and think, hey, it's good enough for me to start doing my originals rather than, doing the cover circuit. No time like the present, and it's never too late, so I'm feeling good about that. That's basically it. I want to start doing the festivals. I've got Cameron Surrett, who's putting the feelers out for me. Hopefully once these lockdowns are lifted, everyone's free and trusts everyone to go back out and have a good dance and a good time. I'll be right there to supply the music and vibe everyone up.
Plenty of places to do that because there'll be plenty of parties going on. But you just mentioned some of your originals, some of your older music, some of that. For people that want to follow your journey going forward, but also have a look what you've done previously, how can they do that?
Yeah, look, a lot of the stuff's on YouTube. It's either Brad Johns or I think I've also got a channel called Bradley Johns, Bradley. But if you just cue in Brad Johns, you can see some of my live performances. Just go to YouTube and also go to my website if they want to have a look at bradjohnmusic.com. All my originals are on there and a bit about myself as well. I've been doing this a long time. Pretty proud of the fact, actually. I've gone through a few decades, It keeps me young and keeps me vibrant. I'm loving it more than ever, too.
Well, there you go. It's quite simple, folks. I will actually put some links at the end of the podcast as well to be able to find them there. But go on, say hello to Brad. If you're not a fan of his on his Facebook or something, tick a like. Let him know that you're supporting him. You're standing behind the Australian country music. But also make sure that you get out there and support them when we do get back out on the road and go to the live shows. Brad, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for taking the time out. Let's hope we can all do a little bit of tailgating very, very shortly.
Thanks, Tracy and the Big D. Thanks for having me.